So I was finally able to put these beautiful images up on my wall. It's a collection of goddesses which I received from Maria as a gift. We have here goddess Hecate, we have Nemetona, Rhiannon, Artemis, and Bridget. May these goddesses protect my work and guide over my crew. Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local lightworker. Welcome to a tarot and oracle pickacard reading on a special topic. What type of witch are you? Please take the word witch to represent a broader occult personality category. It may be that you are a wizard or a sorceress, or you see yourself as a lightworker. Don't take it too hard, too strongly. I just thought it would be beautiful to have this sin tag witch because a lot of people resonate with it and a lot of people identify as such, but you don't necessarily have to identify as a witch to make this reading work for you. I hope you get the gist. I'm trying to make it as general for all of you. You are more than 40,000 souls that are subscribed to my channel, so I do aim to cater to the needs of all involved. All this being said, this was a reading that was suggested to me by the beautiful Ashley, one of my subscribers. It took me a long time to prepare it, but here it is. Thank you so much, Ashley, for the suggestion. And I also need to tell you that the cards I have selected, they are witch cards from the Goddess of Love Tarot, which was also kindly sent to me as a gift. It is created by Gabriela Herstik, and surprisingly, it is illustrated by Julia Popescu, a Romanian illustrator. So beautiful, beautiful vibes all around. Thank you so much for your gifts and your support. Thank you for your personal orders. I remain open for personal orders until the end of the year. Please take advantage of booking a reading because from the 1st of January 2025, unfortunately, I'll have to adjust my prices to the inflation and they will go a little bit upwards. So, if you want to book something right now and save up later on, then I would be happy to help you with that. Links in the description box have been placed. Have a look around, have fun with them. They're always there for your further knowledge, for getting in touch with me outside of YouTube. But all this being said, let me introduce to you the options. Please do not allow the elements of these options to lead you into thinking that you have selected a specific type of witch. Actually, these witch cards are representative of the energy of the knights. So, for example, the Witch of Cups is actually the Knight of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot. The Witch of Swords is actually the Knight of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So, a beautiful blending of masculine and feminine represented by this Goddess of Love Tarot. Anyway, but let me introduce to you the options so you know which one to choose. So, we have here, for group 1, we have the Witch of Cups. So the Knight of Cups as well. And I had to put a sticker on her from this book, the Antiquarian Bibliophilia sticker book, because the lady was nude and YouTube wouldn't have that, of course. We have here for group 2, the Witch of Swords, air sign energy. For group 3, we have the Witch of Pentacles. And again, I had to sticker her up. And for group 4, we have the Witch of Wands, who is jumping into the sky on this cheetah, a principle of masculine energy and vitality. Okay, so I hope that the cards are a bit more clear to you right now. Take a moment to look at which one pulls you in the most. Okay, and if you have made your choice, then let's cut straight to it. Let's get this moving. Let's do this. Let's find out, what type of witch are you? Hi group 1, welcome to a pick-a-card reading on the topic of what type of witch are you? This applies to you whether you're male or female. Witch is an all-encompassing name for an occult personality type, so let's figure things out. This is for those of you who are drawn to this Witch of Cups. She had to be censored with a sticker because she was a bit nude, and we know how YouTube doesn't like that. The Witch of Cups is actually the equivalent of the Knight of Cups, so water energy, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio in astrology. But let's dive a little bit deeper and pull some cards from the Margaret Peterson Tarot. This is a tarot which I really love because most of the images are paintings and they look really obscured. They can be interpreted in so many different ways. Wow, that was loud. I saw the world, and I guess you too will see the world while I pick your cards from the floor. Thank you very much. Okay, I also see the Chariot or the Chariotess in this deck. I see the 5 of coins and the 10 of coins, and let's stop there for the time being. I'm gonna pull some more if I need clarifiers. So the world, Saturnian energy, earth, grounded. We see here an incredibly beautiful swirl, traveling, but traveling with a purpose, traveling for work, traveling for conferences, to meet people, to network, to bring people together, traveling for business connections. This is further clarified by the 10 of coins, achieving wealth, generational wealth even, creating that kind of stable, solid prosperity that you can pass on to future generations, right? Or already being born into a little bit of a nest egg, a little bit of a family inheritance, and then spending your whole lifetime maintaining it and adding to it. However, we do have here the 5 of coins, a bit of a low self-esteem, some issues here related to your worth, which can be further emphasized if you were helped in making money or received money from family members, and you didn't have the space, the time, you couldn't actually create an education for yourself in order to really understand your skills, to really value yourself based on that sheer sense of confidence that comes when you can get things to work. When you're really good at doing something, you develop naturally confidence. Like learning how to play an instrument takes time, but the kind of confidence that you gain from being really good at playing an instrument is something that just replenishes itself throughout time, because the more you practice, the better you get at it, the more confidence you amass, right? Anyway, coming back to this final major arcana, the Chariotess or the Charioteer. So we see here Cancerian energy, which is really interesting because we began with Saturnian energy. We have water energy, so you were perfectly drawn to the first witch, the Witch of Cups, the Witch of Water. And this tells me that you can master both earth and water magic, but you may be struggling. You may need to put some effort into earth magic. That whole earth mama, boho chic, green goddess vibe pulls you in, but it's not really you. You are more of this watery elemental, yeah? I think that you would work very well with fish, with turtles, anything that is connected to the sea, to the ocean. You could even have a membership to Ocean Club. That's what I'm hearing at the moment. They do conservation work, and you can purchase like small bracelets from them or like plush toys. Anyway, check them out. If this is the first time that you hear of them, check them out. They're doing great work to maintain sea life, right? So just something that popped by. I'm not advertising for them, don't worry. It's just something that popped by. I also see here a contradiction, Capricorn and Cancer. Maybe you have your sun sitting in opposition to your moon. You may have been sheltered in your upbringing. That's what I'm hearing. But you grew up with parents that could have given you opposite values, like your father wanted you to be traditional and your mother wanted you to be progressive. Your mother was Republican and your father was a liberal. Your mother was Catholic, your father was an atheist. So you're like, what should I do? Should I believe in God? Should I not? Should I don't know, should I vote for a very traditionalist person, or should I just, believe in the free market? So I also feel that it created this contradiction. Also, if you have your moon sitting in opposition to your sun in your birth chart, you were born on a full moon. People born on a full moon, they love to be in relations. They are very good with people. They are very attractive. They constantly pull people into them. They have this kind of like dramatic laughter, or kind of like larger than life personality that shines brightly. And yeah, relationships are going to be the way in which you learn the most about who you are. So that's really interesting. It seems like the energy of this card is very strongly descriptive of your witchy-like qualities. But let's see right now the oracle cards. We have here again the earth element. The wolf is your spirit animal. Yeah, this is your companion, your familiar. Yeah? We have here as well witches' runes, foretelling. Yeah, you have the gift of vision. Water energy is all about sight, seeing in front of you, seeing what's to the left of you, seeing in your dreams, new landscapes, having visions, but also foreseeing, right? Foretelling. This is the energy of, I can already see where this is going. I can already see, like you look at the barren landscape and you see a city already built on it. And all you need to do is get the architect to come and draw you the map, the design for it. You can see how your life is going to go based on the choices that you are making in the present. You can also imagine all sorts of beautiful things. And my God, did I get goosebumps? I don't know if my camera can catch them because it's kind of like soft light, but I got goosebumps. And I got them on the left side of the body. Well, my left. I guess it will be your right if you're looking this, depending the vantage point. But the left side is the side that represents femininity, right? That's the side that governs the mother's inheritance in our body. And I got like the need to scratch the right side, especially here. And the right side is the masculine energy. So scratching in relation to masculinity and goosebumps in relation to femininity. I think that you have the capacity to impress women more than men. With men, you could have these jagged interruptions, these conflicts. Maybe you have a Venus square Mars. I'm feeling you because I have that too. And oh boy, my relationships are 0 to explosive. There is no in between. Relationships with the opposite sex, not with the same sex usually. So you may do well with people of the same gender as you, of the same sex. You may be able to impress women more, educate them, spend more time with them. You may work with them more. They could be your main clients if you are practicing witch with your own business. Thank God that we live in a day and time when we can do this without being burned at the stake. Am I right? Anyway, I should stop it with the whole dramatics. But I hope it's entertaining for you guys. We also have here the witching hour. Oh, what a beautiful card, isn't it? And we have here favorable circumstances. So I feel like you attract a lot of good luck. You may be having a sprinkle of Sagittarius in your chart, or your Jupiter may be in a water sign. And I think that the water sign that your Jupiter may be in, I have to look at the cards because they're all spread out on my silken sheets. So we have here Capricorn and Cancer. So potentially some of you, because I'm reading for a large collective here, so take it as it resonates. Some of you may have Jupiter in Cancer, which means astrologically that your Jupiter is functioning at its highest vibration. It is exalted because the energy of generosity and growth, as it is filtered through the very loving, maternal, nurturing energy of Cancer, can do a lot of good in the world. A lot of kindness and compassion exists inside of you and can be manifested outside very easily. And also I see here with Capricorn energy, you have a clunky kind of Jupiter. Your Jupiter is a bit steadfast, but it can really move mountains. Effort is easy for you. If you were born with Jupiter in Capricorn, sorry, I got carried away a little bit inflamed. But if you were born with Jupiter in Capricorn, you were born with a heavy, lucky energy that you need to kind of work at putting into motion. And you work by doing daily things that affirm your belief in God, affirm your belief in the divine. Maybe you need to say daily affirmations. Maybe you have a daily routine that you need to do in order to feel good and balanced and optimistic. Keep to it because it's working. Yeah. So very strongly, very heavy earth and water energy. But let's continue pulling the cards. The Fool. Now, the Fool can be interpreted in a variety of ways. I know some tarot readers that see the Fool as any card in terms of astrology. I personally feel that it's a bit of an Aries energy. To me, it feels a bit like an Aries energy. It could also be Aquarius. Traditionally, that would be the interpretation. The Fool is Uranus. It's Aquarius. It's a leap of faith into the unknown. It's creating stuff out of chaos. Chaos magic. Ha! My beautiful chaos magic queen. Hello. And I'm saying queen because I know that the majority of my viewers are women. But yeah, you may be a king as well, hiding in the public. I don't know what's going on. I feel like you're very charming. I feel like if I'm tapping into your energy right now as I'm doing this reading, you're very like flirty and charismatic. You have a little bit of a Bette Davis vibe. Mae West, you know, and they were both, no, Mae West was a sun in Leo, and Bette Davis was a sun in Aries. So we have here, speaking of Bette Davis, we have here transformation. And it says here, like 1,000 storms held in hand, soft against the winds, there is change arising from deep within. Talk about chaos magic and being able to hold the twister in your hands and unleash it upon the collective. Sometimes the things you say, the way you dress, the way in which you present yourself in your work can come across as very shocking to people. It's like they think that they have understood who you are, and then you flip the script on them, like all of a sudden, just like that, I'm somebody completely different. Like they think that they figured you out as an earth mama, a green witch, yeah? And then all of a sudden you become sentimental, you work with deep emotions, you mold people's unconscious dreams and fantasies out of them, you are able to foresee what they're going to feel and say and do. You tap into that water witch energy. So I feel that you can work really well. You definitely should have a lot of crystals around you. Crystals are really benefic to your practice, but water bowls as well. You could do water scrying, water divination. Works like magic for you. Be mindful of having dirty water around the house. Dirty water always attracts demonic energies. Yeah, there's a story in my family with people not wanting to let go of water and keeping buckets of soggy water or dirty laundry in the house and being hit financially and being hit with all sorts of diseases. So please, my love, be mindful of how waterless you keep your house, and if you have water in your house, let it be fresh, clean, flowing, okay, or at least maintained in a bowl or in a bottle of water that is constantly being cleansed and replenished. So these are all your oracle cards. I am reminded again, I need to remind you again that your familiar is the wolf. The wolf is an earth creature. So again, I see that if you need help with your divination practice, you can summon the wolf spirit to help you, wearing all sorts of like accessories that remind you of a wolf, like a brooch, or maybe a t-shirt with, you know, that t-shirt that is very famous with the 3 heads of the wolves or 3 moons. Yeah, that kind of thing. Anything that just brings you joy, anything that makes you feel like, oh yeah, I'm really embodying this element at the moment. I wouldn't recommend, but you can even wear fake wolf fur. But in general, I wouldn't recommend getting the real stuff, although it's better quality, of course, and it keeps you incredibly warm. Please don't harm animals by, you know, buying actual fur, and they deserve better. I mean, we have failed animals in so many ways. Let's not continue to maltreat them. Sorry, I have a mental block because I'm really sensitive to animal cruelty. Anyway, coming back to this energy, so I'm going to give you a really nice cleanse right now. This is a brush that I have here. I can't show you the front because it shows Goddess Isis, and unfortunately she is nude, but it has the tip of Tiger's Eye, the stone of courage. So if you've been struggling to come to terms with who you are as a green witch with a lot of water witch energy, yeah, then I hope that this small cleansing is going to help you unleash that energy, unleash that vibe. There we go. Cleansing. We're cleansing group 1 of negativity. This is your little ASMR moment. There we go. And from me and my gorgeous familiar here, Luna, who is napping like a pro, then I thank you so much for listening. I hope that this reading helped. I hope that it gives you inspiration. And I cannot wait to see you in my next one. If you want to get in touch with me for a personal reading, I do offer that. Check the links in the description box below. Take care. Bye. Hi, Group 2. Hello, darlings. Welcome to a pickacard reading on the topic of what kind of witch are you? I hesitated there for a moment. You're a little bit wary. When you clicked on this reading, you were like, I don't know what to expect. Should I watch this? Should I not? Don't worry. It's not invoking any negative energies, but you may be afraid of getting to know yourself deeper. This term witch applies to occult personality types. If you are a man watching this, take it as it resonates. If you consider yourself a wizard or a sorceress, then just replace the wording. I try to use the tag witch because it's very popular in the occult community, and it's something that a lot of people resonate with, myself included. Following from this disclaimer, this is the card that you are drawn towards, just so you know that you're at the right pile. We have here the Witch of Swords. So very powerful air energy, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This actually in the original deck resonates with the Knight of Swords, so there is this very masculine energy. But I feel very strongly called to say that you are a person that takes elements from the opposite gender, from the one you were born, and uses them to cater their personality in a very fun, quirky, gender-bending way, I would say. So for example, you may be a very feminine woman who loves to dress up in manly clothes, or a very masculine man who adds touches of femininity to his wardrobe, like wearing a lot of pink or very silk and taffeta fabrics. Anyway, let's see what the cards have to say. I'm so curious. I have here the Margaret Peterson Tarot, which includes a lot of impressionistic paintings, I would say. There is a block here because I'm trying to speak clearly. The energy doesn't flow as easily as with group 1, and you drop a card as well. So let's begin with this one. The Fool. Okay, learning to be brave, learning to take risks, jumping headfirst into situations and then wondering, why do I have these outcomes in my life? Why do I end up in these situations? You're very brave. You are very much of a path breaker. You open people's minds, but you know, sometimes people's minds want to stay shut. Yeah, people are very comfortable in their comfort zone. They don't want to grow outside of it. And you can be a little bit grating to the energy of people that want to maintain stability in their lives. Aquarius energy, but also, as I mentioned in group 1, the Fool card to me represents primal fire energy, the beginning of the zodiac. So I would say it's Aries. Take it as it applies. I see here that in this lifetime you were born to wrap up a really big energetic karmic cycle. You could be a very old soul. Maybe you're here at your 20th incarnation, and you may have a lot of planets parked in the same sign in your astrological birth chart. For example, you may have a cluster of planets called a stellium in the sign of Scorpio or in the sign of Aquarius. And you do feel a little bit like you're an alien here on Earth, not really understanding how to attain the things that society tells you to attain, but you are very concerned with the issues in the astrological house in which you have that cluster of planets. For example, if you have a lot of planets in Aquarius in the 2nd house, you really need to find a way to focus on money and material objects, on safety and self-worth in this lifetime. And the self-worth that you get and the safety that you get by having a steady income and attracting money towards you independently, not through the help of other people. So that's interesting. Let's continue. We have here, okay, just a second, I needed to see if I should censor her. Yeah, we have here the Strength card. So you, first of all, you have a very strong, beautiful body. I don't know how exactly to describe it, but it looks well built. You look sturdy, you look healthy, you look fertile. When people undress you, they think, wow, so much power, like you exude power. You could have like muscled arms or maybe a muscled back. I don't know, there's something about you that screams determination, power, health, vitality, dynamism. Like you wouldn't break if somebody were to have passionate, you know what, with you, right? That's kind of the vibe. Sorry, I just had this thing with safari bed sheets, you know, and like animal prints and like wow in the bedroom. Yeah, anyway, it's not that kind of a rating, but you do exude this powerful sensuality. Yeah, let's see. We also have here, yeah, of course, the Empress. Look at that, gaping. It looks like you know what, okay? But the Empress is a symbol of fertility. It's also immense openness, as you can see here. It's like the earth that sustains us all and allows us to take from it in order to nourish ourselves, to grow and to live our lives. But we also end up abusing it because it has this constantly replenishing fountain of life, this openness to us, you know, minus the moments when it sends us weather phenomena just to destroy us and shame us down to modesty a little bit, which is perfectly normal. I completely agree with Mother Nature doing that to us from time to time, if we irk her and abuse her, of course. We have here, oh wow, the crone. You could be slightly older in age, or there's just this air of like you were a child, that from the get-go you may have been 2 or 3 years old and you felt like a mystic, you felt like a disciple. It's like from a very young age you felt like you were raising your parents, you know. There was this energy, not necessarily of you lording over your relatives, but teaching them. Like you may have used this a lot, you know, this gesture. My cat is cleaning herself behind us. Yeah, you were meant to cleanse the energies in your family. The crone here is like wisdom beyond your years, and a capacity to withstand cruelty, a capacity to grow through hardships. There's this feeling of you may have felt ugly, unwanted in your formative years. You may have felt like you carried the weight of the world on your shoulders, like you were guilty for everything bad that happened on the news, on television, you know. You were a person with incredible imagination, but also kind of like a lot of self-blame was instilled in you from a young age, almost like the people around you didn't know what to say. You were wiser than they were, and they tried to control you in some way, and they controlled you by telling you that you weren't good enough, so that you would be dependent on their approval. But you figured things out, you grew, and I think that around adolescence time you figured out, I'm meant for something bigger than what you raised me for. Yeah, and we have here the Father of Crone. Sorry, Father of Coins, Father of Crone. Your father could be a really important figure in your life, the one who challenged you or raised you in such a way to really amplify the crone gifts. You may have very strong Saturn placements in your chart, maybe a stellium in Capricorn, Moon conjunct Saturn, Venus conjunct Saturn. There's a very strong father legacy. The father may have been weak in some way, or it was just something there, some addictions, absence. The father could have had many sensual encounters with other women, could have been an adulterer. There's just this vibration of the father being toxic to a certain extent, and you having this ambivalence towards your father because you admired him, but you knew that you didn't want to be like him or be with men like him because you saw the pain in your mother's life, the difficult challenges she had to put up with. So I see here Aries, Taurus energies, and I see here as well Leo. So strong fire, air, and earth. You seem to be a jack of all trades, but are you master of none? I don't know. Let's see. Let's have a look at the cards. We will get to a clear answer. Just stick with me, okay? Oh, the coven. Oh my goodness, you got the coven and the crone. You were born to be the leader of a group of witches, of a coven, of course. You were born to educate them. Yeah, oh my goodness. Definitely very strong leader-like, business-like energy, which can be expressed in you actually being a teacher in real life, or like a lawyer, a judge, or somebody who's preparing to become in some way certified by a board, a surgeon, a person with authority and power. You could even be a politician or work in politics, a person that even if you don't have a given profession, you are in some way the heart and soul, the rock of your family. Like people come to you to rely upon your wisdom, and not only your wisdom, but your knowledge of getting out of sticky circumstances. Like, let's say somebody's using, I don't know, revenge, PORN, against you, right? you go to, people come to you and you're like, I know what to do in this situation. Or people suffer from intense depression and they want to end it all, yeah? They come to you and you know what to do. Or people have hurt themselves physically and they don't know how to heal their body quicker enough. They come to you. You have all sorts of like ointments and healing potions and balms. You know exactly which ones work the best for which specific price, for what specific age group as well. So you give the best advice, the best practical advice. And I was already showing you the oracle cards, the other ones. You may be a little bit impatient. You want to get towards the end. Chill. I'm here for you. Let's maintain this flow of energy, okay? Because I'm having a really good time. I hope I can infect you with my good cheer so you can stay and watch until the end. We have here the frog. So you know the story, kissing a frog, it may become the prince, but you have to kiss a lot of frogs until you get there. This could be the path of your romantic life or the way in which you interpret it so far. And it is written below, may the lily beneath your breasts allow you to drink from its healing waters. Be still, for there is serenity behind the drowning crooks. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, for a moment I thought I saw a mummified body in the background. No. It's just a pumpkin and a frog. So the frog is the emissary between water and earth because they are creatures that can live both on land and in water. And the pumpkin is a symbol for the sacred chakra. So it's Swadhisthana, the center of our creativity, our trust, our energy in terms of lust for life and fertility, having babies. Babies develop in the womb in that area. So there is the energy that in spite of the fact that you were hurt in your primary caregiving relationships when you were growing up, you are still able to create beautiful, solid relationships with people around you. The only thing that interferes with your capacity to actually have these relationships are your studies, your work, your occult preoccupations. We have here the High Priestess. You are such a powerful shamanic energy. You could be a shamaness or a shaman. I feel that it's a lot about healing the womb, healing fertility, dealing with issues that women, especially women, because they tend to be the ones given more advice on parenting as they use their body to raise the baby inside of them. But you can give advice to men as well related to vasectomies, the health of their testes, all sorts of things like that. But I feel predominantly with women, you're very inspiring to other women. You could actually be a doctor, fertility doctor, doula. You may even be a death doula, somebody that sees other people through the death, grieving and loss process, end of life care. I'm seeing very strongly here though maternal energy, maternity wards, advice on fertility, advice on the care of the skin, the nails, the body, advice on improving women in some way, helping them maintain their glow, their energy. And you're contributing to society in a very large way by helping women in this way. The High Priestess is Pisces energy. So again, I'm getting watery energy. And the crone is the Hermit. So that's Virgo. Virgo Pisces could be a really important axis in your birth chart. You may have either your nodal points in these signs or Venus Mars. Stellium, that's what I'm hearing. So maybe I'm getting a number of stelliums. Somebody has a stellium in Aquarius, somebody has stellium in Aries, Virgo, Pisces, Capricorn. These are the predominant cluster of planets that I see in these signs. Whoa, and I got a little bit lightheaded when I said that. I don't know why. I definitely felt a tingling in my third eye. Okay, so we got here the moot, the gathering. Do you see this? Do you see this beautiful pattern? You got the moot. You got the High Priestess. You got the Coven. You got the Crone with the Strength card. Yeah. And the Empress. Yeah. By the way, you only got Major Arcana. And you also got the frog. So what does the coven do in the mood? Under the guidance of the High Priestess? Rituals, spells. They transmute lead into gold, negativity into positivity, something that was done into something that can be undone. I think, for example, in a past life, you would help women end pregnancies that were the result of rapes by using mandrake. Mandrake was a very potent herb used back in the day as an anti-contraceptive. And it was usually because of that, because, you know, it was a time of looting, wars, conflicts, and most of the time you didn't want to have special children, let's call them like that. And it's not in any way me expressing my views against pro-life or anti-life. I am definitely a person that is pro-choice, just for the record. But coming back to your energy here, I'm just noticing right now water and frog. What was I saying about cleansing, right? So you got frog twice. You got it as a familiar and you got it as part of the Seasons of the Witch deck. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Duplicity. Being a person that can very easily act, a shapeshifter. You are a shape-shifting shamaness. I cannot put it in other words. The High Priestess, the crone of different types of magic. Whatever you choose to be good at, you become a master at. Not only that, but you teach the coven how to gather in ritual, yeah, and to perform incredibly powerful feasts of magic. Wow, it's like your energy is so powerful. I am getting a little bit of pressure in the third eye. Okay, so I don't want to make this reading too long. I could sit here and talk about your energy for months. If you want to get in touch with me for a personal reading, feel free to do so. I would love to unpack this energy for you. But what I want to do is what I did for group 1 as well. In case you were struggling, because we noticed at the beginning some communication issues, and look at the power that was unleashed, right? And all you had to do is click on this video, give it a chance, and your bravery, I hope, is rewarded. But let's activate it a little bit more. Now, this is a little broom. The handle is made of tiger's eye. I cannot show you the front because it's Goddess Isis nude. So I'm just going to clean up your energy. Beautiful group 2, powerful group 2 as well. I hope you're going to be kind with that power, just so I can help you activate this energy to help remove especially those communication blocks. I think I'm doing to you what you were doing for people in the past as ancestors. Wow, I hope this helped. I hope it cleansed. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Until next time, take care. Hi group 3, hello beautiful souls, welcome to a pickacard reading on the topic, what type of witch are you? Let's figure things out. So I have here the Witch of Pentacles, or the Witch of Coins. She had to be in some way covered up by this Wreath of Flowers sticker because she was a little bit loose, and we all know that Grandpa YouTube doesn't like that. So this is the equivalent of the Knight of Coins in the normal Rider-Waite Tarot, but in the Goddess of Love Tarot, this represents a witch. So again, it's a beautiful blend of masculine and feminine energy. The Witch of Coins is earth sign energy. We have here Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. We have a lot of pink and green, which is usually representative of the colors of the heart chakra, Anahata. Now, I feel like with you, your energy is very like matter of fact. Give it to me as it is, direct, without too many blossoms. Okay, so exactly what I'll do. We have here the Margaret Peterson Tarot. It's a gorgeous deck with a lot of paintings that could be interpreted in a variety of different ways. So it's really, really good for an advanced tarot reader, for example. Highly recommend. but it is unfortunately quite large, so use it if you have long fingers, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to shuffle. Although you can just spread it in front of you on the table and divinate in that way. So, all these practical tips to the side, my gosh, you're really pragmatic. We have here, the renewal card, which is usually the energy of judgment. I also feel like I want to stay like this, like hunched a little bit, you know. Maybe you do hunch. There's a Scorpio ascendant energy vibe here. Pluto in the first house, Saturn and Scorpio on the ascendant. We have here renewal. So I already can see somebody that heals a lot of people, somebody that makes things better after they were broken. Wow, okay, I need to censor her a little bit because, you know, the tarot loves human expressivity, but YouTube doesn't. So we have here mediatrix. And this is the basically the correspondence of the Temperance card. A negotiator, you bridge things. Where other people destroy, you bring people together. You help connect a lot of individuals from very different walks of life. Two of flames. You could be on a twin flame path. You may have another powerful sorcerer, wizard. If you identify as a witch, you may have another wizard. If you identify as a wizard, you may have another witch. I'm laughing, I don't know why wizard always sends me thinking to the Wizard of Oz, right? Maybe you watched the movie and you really enjoyed it. There is something here. You have a flair for the dramatic, for singing, dancing, and expressing yourself. And I can see it from this card especially. You see that? In the deepest, darkest, most tragic night, you bring the rainbow in. So you have a very cheerful, optimistic personality. You're like a tonic, you know? Not necessarily a gin and tonic, although, hey, it's the holiday season, treat yourself, right? But no, it's like you wake people up, like tonic water for the skin, you know, like freshen up. Yeah, citrus energy as well. I don't know why. Maybe you come from the Mediterranean, from a Mediterranean country, a country where they grow a lot of lemons and oranges, grapefruits. The Ace of Cups, we see here the Lotus. And I don't know why I feel the need to come a little bit closer. The Ace of Cups, very loving, very warm, very maternal energy. So I'm definitely feeling that you could be a starseed, okay? You are definitely a person that is in some way sent from the divine, from the cosmos, from a very specific constellation here on Earth, incarnate, to protect certain things that exist here on Earth. And as I'm saying this, I'm getting an itch. It's really uncomfortable. And the inside of my right ear, the right ear is about masculinity. The right side is the side of the father, what we inherit from the father, and the ear is about listening, right? So paying attention, listening to the father, receiving knowledge from father figures, and even potentially being able to work with father-like familiars, father-like animal spirits, like the elk, for example, would be the defender of the forest, or the buffalo. In Romania, we would call it zimbru. It's a really like ancient mythical animal that has only recently been restored into the wild. But yeah, it's like really this really powerful earth-like strong energy. Okay, let's see. We have here, your familiar is actually the spider, and it's the element air, number 8. So that's fascinating because we have here air and earth. And we also have here, again, air and Pluto, transformation. You could be incredible with makeup, with wearing a different set of clothes one day and then changing completely into somebody else. Like, for example, you could have a day job in which you need to wear a uniform or very formal clothing, and then at nighttime you look like a party queen, right? A dancing queen, like in the ABBA song. High Priest, authority. Some of you are either already married or you know that you have found your counterpart. Because I saw it here, I have to look on to the side because I have all of my cards spread on my silken sheets and my cat is like resting over here. So we have here, wow, but I'm very drawn to the horns in the background that portend some nasty behavior from your beloved. So you know you have found your soulmate, you've met this person, you're very clear that you are in some sort of in a higher order spiritual connection that is also opening you up to your occult abilities. Yeah. But there is a but here. You have heard about the twin flame journey and have started to do some shadow work, but you feel like you also need to dabble in black magic in order to reach your counterpart. Like white magic, green magic, it's not enough. You want to play with shadow energies, and the way to summon them is to be a gray witch in the best possible way. In the worst possible way, you are a black magic witch. Yeah, and you have to be very careful with that because it can lead you down the path of, dispensing of your soul, for example. A little thing, like don't get too attached to it, right? So I feel that you owe it to yourself, if you are a practicing gray witch, to be mindful of how you use this energy and to always balance the light with the dark. It's heavier. The responsibility of magic is heavier in your hands because you have to be good at both forms of magic in order to balance them out properly so that you don't get overwhelmed by the darkness. I guess it would be okay if you get overwhelmed by the light. I think you will do your counterpart a favor. So I think ideally you would take, because I feel there is a contradiction here going on in your mind at the moment. You feel that your twin flame is going down the path of darkness, toxicity, living in sin, however you want to consider it. And you feel tempted to also tap into the darker black magic energy and get your twin flame, control your twin flame soul and kind of bind it to you so that it does what you want it to. Be careful with that because that's an improper use of your divine grace and your soul and your energy and your inner power. It's not about controlling another person, but disciplining and controlling yourself to such an extent that you emanate light, and this light is pulling towards you exactly what you need for your growth and development. So it would be better for you if you, as much as you see your twin flame falling into darkness, you go towards the light. Because you guys are basically the same soul in different bodies, the more you fill yourself up with the opposite of what your twin flame doesn't have, the more you balance him out. And the downside is going to be that the more you go towards the light, the least likely he is to go towards the light too, because he may go towards the darkness. Go figure. I guess the ideal would be for you guys to meet in the middle. And I think that's why you're walking down the gray witch path. I just saw her, and every time I see her, she scares me to the bone. But here it is. Here it is. Are you ready? You got the Banshee card. Ouch. The Banshee is never a good sign. The Banshee talks about, it's a harbinger of evil, basically. It does talk, I'm going to be very honest, it does talk about summoning forces that are beyond your control and being given a deadline. Literally, a deadline. Yeah? So, being told something may happen to you if you continue down this path, and it will happen to you in this many number of days, or somebody appears, a screeching voice in the middle of the night, and you wake up out of a nightmare and all of a sudden you feel like your life is changing. Again, this is an indication to be very mindful of the type of black magic you practice as a grey witch, because she could be onto you. We have here, heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail, and you can expect bleeding from within. Now, that's really graphic, but It is meant to scare you, to shock you into a state of, hey, what are you doing? Snap out of it, okay? It's not worth it. I know that you may be thinking that you're doing your twin flame a service, but these are very dark forces. As you can see, the horns, the darkness, the dead eyes, the sallow skin, I don't know, because I was lucky enough never to be next to a dead body. No, actually I'm lying. When I was little, I attended funerals with my grandmother, but somehow I don't remember the smell of dead bodies, and I hope I never will. I hope this memory gets repressed and stays neatly tucked into my psyche. But just so you know, when you're in the presence of these energies, you can get all sorts of chills and creeping vibes and weird smells and darkness and cold appearing all of a sudden out of nowhere around you. Yeah, again, we have judgment, change, Pluto energy. I feel like these cards are just saying, be careful, you're walking down a very perilous path, group 3. Change right now. Change if you still want to be part of the light. I need to give you this piece of advice. You may not like me for that, but as you guys know, I've always read the cards as they appear to me. I never embellish because I think it's for your own good. So you still have the capacity. Ugh, when I see her face, it's such a negative card. Ugh, I need to push her on her back. So we have here the judgment and the renewal. Yeah, change, go towards the light. The light is going to help you, and it will help your twin flame connection as well. Yeah. Both judgment cards. Yeah, you got 2 times Pluto. 2 times Pluto, my love. Yeah, and Pluto is not really like the lightest kind of fellow. It's not like Venus comes in and gives you candy, and Mars can get a little bit angry with you, but then calms down a little bit. Pluto is like seething rage that drips inside of you like venom for days on end until you explode. Pluto is about your life as it was will no longer be the same. And I will dismantle it gradually, step by step, until you change and do better. And you always have to choose between light and dark with Pluto. You always have to make these conscious choices. I choose to be good. I choose to be clean. I choose to not be toxic. I choose to be better. I choose to perform. I choose the path with more effort. I don't go down the easy way. I choose to be human rather than subhuman. Yeah, because Pluto can take you into the depths of human depravity and animalism. And speaking of this, wow, okay. Stagnation. Oh my God. And mud and moss. Yeah, so you may be feeling down in the dumps, my love. And the reason for it is the kind of black magic you may have been doing is backfiring. So be careful, okay? Again, you're powerful. You can always make better choices. You can always play with, I wouldn't say better magic, but with light magic. You can always create sigils of light. You can always pray to the ascended masters, to angels, of course. You can always cut cords, right? Cleanse your chakras. You can always surround yourself with salt. I have so many salt jars in my house and salt in front of my doorstep that my neighbors think that I'm putting poison around my house. They associate the white graininess of salt with poison, but I'm like, no, it's not poison. It's just protection against people like you. Sorry, I don't mean to be bitchy. My neighbors are very toxic. Unfortunately, they came with my karma and I have to work through it at the moment. So yeah, be mindful of the karma that you create. 25 could be a significant number. You could have met your twin flame at 25. You may be 25 right now. And in 25 days, you're going to see the results of you making better choices that are about falling into the light rather than the darkness. I mean, I do want to remind you that you have this power, right? Look at this. Look how she obliterates the darkness with rainbow, light, solar energy. Also, she's giving me the Silver Surfer kind of vibes. Maybe you need to read that comic. The comic where Silver Surfer appears. I cannot say Silver Surfer really quickly. Too many S's, too many F and R's for me. I'm sure that you are better at pronouncing it. So, taking this right? This announcement in mind. Yeah, you can do much better for your partner if you control and discipline your own light. And as a gray witch, if you work more with light worker energies rather than black magic spells and spellcraft, because I see that already there are some energies that are gearing around you to give you some bad news. Okay. And with this being said, I feel like for you, I need to kind of prepare myself a little bit, because I have been doing this for group 1 and 2. I wanted to give you guys like a little cleansing, a little activation. For you, it has to be a bit more concentrated. So I have here a little broom. As you guys know, brooms are signs of cleansing, signs of foresight, foretelling. I'm not able to speak anymore. See, it's like something wants to zip my mouth. Be careful. That's something needs to be cleared and swiped away from you. Yeah. There's no sprinkling, there's no drizzling, there's just forceful swiping away. Okay? This broom has a very powerful tiger's eye tip. I cannot show you the front because Goddess Isis is stuck to it in large amethyst, but she is in her Eve costume. Wow. Oof, my God, I feel like the room is spinning with me. There we go. Group 3, cleanse yourself, my love. Please cleanse yourself, okay? And I'll do 2. And together with our combined energies and the combined energies of this beautiful spiritual community we have created here on my channel, yeah, you can overcome the dark. You don't have to trade anything with the dark just to be together with your twin flame. It's not worth it. You will naturally be together with your twin flame if you're meant to be and if you go towards the light. That's the secret. Okay? Thank you so much for listening. Please take good care of yourself. If you want to get in touch with me for a personal reading, check the links that I place for you guys in the description box below. But if this is where I leave you, clean your vibe. Okay? I'm sure that you're a very well-meaning gray witch, but be careful. There's been an imbalance, yeah? So with all my love and all my light, I'm sending you on your beautiful way. Bye, group 3. Well, hello there, group 4. Welcome to a pick-a-card reading on the topic, what type of witch are you? And I'm saying these things because the whole vibe shifted with you. There was a cutting off point of energy between group 3 and group 4. I had to drink a lot of water. I went to the toilet. I had to brush my hair. There were some things that needed to come into place so that I would be ready enough energetically to do your reading. I also felt quite drained after group 3's energy because we were talking about being a gray witch and the balance between the darkness and the light. But with you, I feel a sense of vitality, inspiration. There's a charisma. And I also think that it's because you were drawn to this witch, the Witch of Wands, which you can see she's galloping into the unknown, rose in hand, and prancing on a cheetah, a symbol of masculine light, potency, and power. So the witches are actually the equivalent to the knights in the in the suit decks and in the suit of court. I'm tripping over my words all of a sudden. It's kind of like an air of giddiness, like I can't speak. Your energy is so charming. But we see here fire energy, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And I am getting a sense that fire magic could be something that you would be exceedingly good at. You would be very good at picking it up. You would be very good at applying it, understanding how to use it in what circumstances. It is also one of the most powerful forms of magic because it's very fast. It works very quick. And because of that, it's hard to control. So you need to really know your measurements with fire magic because a tiny thing can send a ripple of disastrous burning consequences into the collective. So all this being said, I'm going to pull some cards from my Flaming Tarot deck, Margaret Peterson. This is a tarot deck which I really love to use in my personal readings and in the readings I do for myself. But it's kind of difficult for a novice of tarot. I wouldn't recommend it to a beginners of tarot because the images are so suggestive. They can be interpreted in a variety of different ways that they can be quite confusing for somebody who's just trying to wrap up their minds around arcanas and archetypes. Okay, so for you, group 4, yeah, there's a sense of warmth. Let's see, we have here the Justice card, Libra energy, what's fair and square. It's also the card of partage, like doing things as you should be, boundary setting that is benefic to you and benefit to me. We see here the 6 of feathers. This is the 6 of swords, walking into something calmer, more peaceful, floating or going with the flow, and having organic conversations that lead towards deep sense of awareness. You could be speaking in tongues. You have a very beautiful way of speaking. You enunciate words. I think that you are very good at speaking a variety of different languages. You believe in the power of words. You may even enjoy poetry. You love to focus on the lyrics of songs. You may only listen to songs that have lyrics in them. Yeah, you're incredibly rational, but also quite sentimental about the way in which you use your reason. There is a connection here with the heart. It isn't just mental and that's it, and you look down on other people that are emotional, you know. Sorry about that. Gangsta Lexi. We have here the Mother of Cups. So we see the ancient goddess, Vedic energy. I forgot what is the name of the temple that shows the Kama Sutra in the south of India. Please comment down below if you are one of my beautiful Indian viewers. I'm sure that you guys know of it. It had such a famous name, but anyway, it's one of the marvels of the world. I would love to be able to go and visit it one day, but this reminds me of that. Maybe you come from the south of India, or if you travel there, it's part of your astrocartography spiritual journey. You could have the line of Neptune going through that region. It wasn't Chantakarn, right? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. I don't forget faces, but I really am bad with names. Anyway, coming back, we have here the Daughter of Coins, so earthy, grounded energy. The Daughter of Coins is the Page of Coins, and it is the energy of fertility, creating a lot of wealth, but also keeping it, hoarding it, yeah? So some tendencies here to be quite protective, quite nourishing. We have earth and water energy very powerfully present. I'm not holding this correctly. Very powerfully present here. You are a person that likes to improve, to correct. I'm also hearing to domesticate. You like to take wild people and domesticate them. Yeah. And this may be a hard truth to swallow. There are some tendencies here to control the environment. But all in all, I feel like you have a lot of intellectual strength as well. We see air energy here. You have a little bit of all of the elements, right? Coins, water, air. Very powerful air because we have a major arcana here. But you're also drawn to the Witch of Wands, who performs fire magic. She works with sensual chemistry. She's a daughter of Isis, the goddess of sex and magic in Egyptian tarot. Egyptian tarot, I don't know if they would call it tarot because the name Tarocchi stems from 14th or 15th century Italy. But anyway, we have here the Witch Hunter. Danger. Fascinating. Okay, we have here the card of intuition, the third eye opened widely. And we see here you hold the answers, you know the truths. Ancient ones await behind the doors of the mind. Yeah, you're incredibly intellectual and well educated, but you know that reason has its limits. To understand certain things, you have to go beyond what is obvious, evident, measurable, fact-based. That's why we have here the Hanged Man for you. Neptune, dreams, unconscious beliefs, symbols, archetypes, mandalas, things that appear and appeal to us on a level we can't explain. And that is the energy of water, working with unfathomable depths, working with things that are of a really deep spiritual nature. They are intangible and they're incredibly valuable. Not magic is a form of magic. You would do well practicing because you would be very good at it and it will give you quick results. And we see here ending. You help people close off. Yes, I think that you can help people create defenses, protection shields. People who have been in some way harrowed by other practitioners, people who have been the victims of black magic, people who have been this kind of spiritual harm done onto them by religious, like systemic religion. For example, people that have been abused by Catholic priests or other forms of religious, Christian Orthodox priests do that as well, unfortunately. So any type of like systemic abuse at the hands of religion, organized religion, I feel like you can bind negative energies away from the person, and you can bind this person's growth. You can repair their brokenness. It's so hard to put into words, but I see you creating these protective knots and saying these chants, and every time when you say them and you knot, it's like something breaks spiritually and the person is freed, the person is liberated, while also strengthened at the same time. That's the power of knot magic. It helps you bind and strengthen while also breaking from somebody and liberating. I hope I'm able to put this into words. I'm going to write some articles going into magical things more in depth starting from 2025. I know that I have been holding off on that, but I have a plan and I hope to follow it with a lot of discipline from next year. I have to, because Saturn will be perfectly conjunct my Sun, so I have no escape from discipline next year. And we have here water. Water energy standing in the light of your familiar. The sea turtle, slow and steady wins the race. Wisdom that comes from gentleness, softness. You gain so much when you are soft. You gain so much when you're vulnerable, when you just take one step and then another and then another and then another, and you manage to kind of crawl to land with you. I mean, the beautiful thing about the turtle is that it's an animal that can live both on land and in water, and it's slower on land and faster in water. So there's this beautiful contradiction, and you carry this inside of you because you have Neptune here. You may have been born with Neptune and an earth sign, Neptune in Capricorn, for example, Neptune in Virgo, Neptune in Taurus, most likely Neptune in Capricorn. And you actually win a lot of things when you're compassionate and when you let go. In my language, we would use the expression lasse de latine, which is like let go of yourself, which is literally a very beautiful way of saying stomp down on that ego, just allow yourself to come out. So it's a very wise piece of advice, which I unfortunately failed to take heed of. But, being human is a work in progress, right, guys? And that's why the occult helps us so much. Your intuition is off the charts. And I see here a past lifetime of being wounded in your capacity to practice magic, which is now resurging. And that's why fire magic for you comes as a double-edged sword, because you were burned at the stake in a past lifetime for wanting to practice magic. And now you are very good at it precisely because you were decimated by it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Literally. Fire magic, because it hasn't killed you. It killed your physical body in a previous lifetime, but your soul managed to reincarnate and survive. And now your soul is attracted to that very thing that destroyed it in a past lifetime. Almost like when you want to catch your abuser, and when you see your abuser put behind bars or dealt in some way in a just manner, you take your power back, and you feel no longer like a victim. You're empowered again. Whatever that person took away without your will is now coming back into place, like a piece in the puzzle of you, right? So maybe you had to deal with moments or situations of abuse, or maybe you're helping people that have dealt with this abuse. And that's why the knot magic. It's also something about braiding hair and keeping secrets, notes, and all sorts of interesting things in the hair. When you braid the hair is this energy of power and strength. And if you braid things into it, like crystals and herbs and love notes, it is a form of magic. It is a form of empowering yourself on that level. So maybe that's another way in which you can use it, not necessarily with rope, but with binding your hair. It's also a really powerful way in which you bind your hair, if it's very long, with all sorts of elements. You sleep with that ponytail for one night, and then in the morning you wake up, and preferably as the light of the moon is growing from new moon to full, you chop that part of your hair. You maintain your beautiful ponytail, and that's basically it, right? So you hold on to it, you grab to it, and you're able to release old energies by having cut your hair, but you're also able to maintain what was lost in a beautiful shape, and you can preserve that ponytail if you want. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to sound disgusting or intimidating, and I know that you should go to the hairdressers to repair your hair afterwards, but it is a way to take the load off, if you were thinking of cutting your hair, just cutting your hair in a witchy, occult way. Okay, so my beautiful fire witch, you do have the power of a tempest inside of you, mostly because you suffered at the hands of the elements that you control in a previous lifetime. But look, the divine has a sense of humor. It wants to balance things out. You died by fire, now you command fire. You were in some way stigmatized, considered to be an outcast, vilified and murdered, only to be able to resurrect at full strength in this lifetime. If you encounter opportunity, well, I wouldn't call them opportunities, but if you encounter moments, episodes when you attract nemesis towards you, dark sentinels, people that just want to cause you harm just because, it could be people that are under the influence or people that are under some sort of demonic spell, please don't take it personally. Don't make it about there's something wrong with me, why do I always attract sleazy people, what's going on. It is a marker of your strength, of your beauty, of your capacity to withstand such attacks, right? So you have the skills, you have the power. In my language we say Dumnezeu nu-ți dă decât atât cât poți duce, which basically means that God is only able to give you that much that you can carry, and you can carry a lot, and that's why you meet these freaky characters. When they come in contact with you, you are able to blast them into light. You are able to deal with them like other people will not be able to survive or deal with them. You are intimidating to such forces, and keep that in mind. That's a power, that's a strength. Justice, you're like walking, talking karma for people. That's why they come to you. It's like I used to make this joke a lot in the past, but I can't help myself. It's a Judge Dredd, Sylvester Stallone in that really cheesy, cartoony movie. But yeah, Judge Dredd. If you think about the comics were a bit tougher, right? So, my beautiful fire witch, my beautiful tempest of energy and living karma, practice not magic. Continue to train your mind, because it's a beautiful thing to have and to train. And I think that you can do no wrong, okay? Just leap into the unknown, be a pioneer, open paths for people. You've got what it takes. Okay, I'm just mindful of the time. I don't want to make this reading too long. What I want to give you, much like I did with the other previous piles, is a little bit of a broom cleanse, yeah? You don't need as much as group 3 needed, but you certainly would benefit from a little bit of an auric cleanse, just to get you to embody this role of the fire witch even stronger. This special broom has an amethyst attached to it and a little representation of the goddess Isis, but I cannot show it to you because she is bare. And it has this gorgeous tiger's eye tip, the stone of courage. So I hope that by just cleansing your energy a little bit, let's sweep, then I can activate this vibe into you, okay, and give you the confidence to be who you really are meant to be, who you were not allowed to be in a previous lifetime. Fortunately, you were persecuted. But it's okay, here we are, as practitioners of magic, as spiritual sojourners. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I wanted to say something, but my brain stopped because emotion, you know. Yes, if you want to get in touch with me for personal readings, check the links down below. But I just want to say that it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey with you guys this year, and I hope to come at full strength in 2025. I have some ideas as to what I can do to radiate light again for you guys, because I feel like you guys need me, and I haven't been so present this year because I've been struggling with so many limits and blocks in my own personal life. But slowly, I'm learning to overcome them. It's a process, okay? It's not a race, it's a process. So thank you so much for being my loyal subscriber, for being part of the community of the coven, yeah? And for being you, for being this occult, wonderful leader that has chosen to hang out with me. I appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see my next one.